So, remember the days of just prompting an AI, getting a block of code, and copy-pasting it into your editor? Yeah, that's already starting to look pretty ancient. We're rapidly moving away from that basic prompting and diving headfirst into entirely new workflows built around agent orchestration. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're breaking down a massive release that perfectly captures this huge shift, the return of the Gen AI Intensive course hosted by Google and Kaggle. We're going to unpack this framework that's absolutely taking the developer world by storm right now: vibe coding and AI agents. We'll get into what that actually means, why the big tech giants are suddenly open sourcing their internal playbooks, and how you can actually integrate this stuff into your own stack.
I want you to really think about the underlying architecture of software development for a second. What happens when your compiler is literally replaced by a large language model? What if your highly complex IDE gets stripped all the way down to just a natural language interface? It completely upends how we think about development cycles, right? Instead of banging your head against the wall managing microsyntax, memory allocation, or the dreaded dependency hell, you're simply describing the logic. You're outlining system parameters in plain English. And the LLM, it handles all the heavy lifting, translating your high-level intent into a fully functional deployed program. I know, it sounds a little bit like science fiction, but actually, this is rapidly becoming standard operating procedure. And honestly, it's the foundational premise of this entire program we're exploring today. Enter vibe coding. Now, I hear you, that phrase totally sounds like a casual social media buzzword, but the technical reality behind it, it is a total game changer for project management. Vibe coding is basically all about using natural language workflows as your primary programming interface. You are literally orchestrating the entire development lifecycle through conversation. The reason it's called vibe coding is because you, the human developer, are managing the big picture. The overarching logic, the architecture, the overall, the vibe of the project. Meanwhile, your AI agent is stuck handling the tedious microsyntax and boilerplate code. It's like you're the director, iterating back and forth with this tireless co-developer to design, build, and deploy these incredibly complex systems. And the ultimate goal here is not just to build some simple chatbot that can, summarize a PDF. We are way past that. The objective is engineering what the course material explicitly calls a 10x agent. We've all heard of the mythical 10x engineer in tech culture, right? That super productive developer. Well, the paradigm is shifting toward creating AI agents that multiply your productivity by a factor of 10. And the secret sauce to unlocking this isn't just writing a slightly better system prompt. It's all about integrating external tools and API routing. You're essentially teaching these natural language agents to independently reach out to external software, pull live data, run terminal commands, and just interact with the digital world autonomously to get the job done. Now, if you want to understand the actual appetite for this massive workflow shift, just look at the sheer scale of their first cohort last November. 1.5 million learners. Guys, that's not some wild future projection. That is literally the population of a medium-sized city, all logging in at the exact same time to learn how to build AI agents. Just think about the server load of that for a second. It's wild. But this incredible social proof highlights a massive global demand. It sends a clear signal that multi-agent systems and vibe coding aren't just niche little side projects for early adopters anymore. They are rapidly becoming absolute table stakes in the modern engineering and data science workforce.
So because of that staggering demand, Google and Kaggle are officially bringing the 5-day AI Agents Intensive back. Google is leveraging their Gemini models and that cutting-edge DeepMind research architecture, and they've partnered up with Kaggle once again to open source these internal blueprints straight to the public. Rather than keeping all these advanced multi-agent orchestration techniques locked away in a silo, they are packaging them into this highly concentrated, super accessible sprint. It's perfectly designed to take developers and technical leaders right from the foundational concepts of vibe coding straight into practical, real-world application.
Okay, so let's talk logistics. This upcoming intensive runs for exactly 5 days, kicking off on June 15th, 2026, and wrapping up on the 19th. The whole thing is fully online, so it's globally accessible. And honestly, perhaps the best part, it is completely free for everyone who registers. No catch. That completely removes any financial barrier to entry for developers who want to learn these cutting-edge workflows directly from the actual teams building the underlying models. The 5 days are structured around a very specific, high-velocity pipeline. Step 1, you start with these conceptual deep dives to really grasp the architectural theory. Then, step 2, that immediately flows right into hands-on examples where you're actually executing vibe coding workflows yourself. And finally, step 3, you graduate to transitioning those isolated little examples into actual production-ready deployments. The entire curriculum is engineered to just obliterate that gap between abstract agent theory and a robust working system. Now, for those of you who might have actually joined that massive cohort last November, this June 2026 iteration is packing some crucial upgrades. First off, they have completely updated the technical content because, let's face it, AI models are evolving at lightning speed. They've also brought in fresh expert speakers to guide the sessions, and super importantly, they've added a brand new hands-on capstone project to really lock in those concepts. All of this, again, while keeping the entire shebang 100% free.
Let's talk about that new capstone project for a second, because it is arguably the most vital addition to the curriculum. This is the moment the training wheels come off. Instead of just following along with some localized paint-by-numbers tutorial, you are tasked with using your new advanced Vibe coding skills to actively design, build, and deploy a completely custom system from scratch. We are not talking about a basic script that sorts your email here. We are talking about building, say, a multi-agent framework that scrapes, summarizes, and automatically executes trades based on financial news. Or, maybe a self-healing code-based monitor that spots and patches vulnerabilities in real time. This is your proving ground to show that you can engineer a real, functional piece of software entirely through natural language orchestration.
The interface of software creation is undergoing an absolutely massive transformation right now, and the barrier to entry for complex system architecture has literally never been lower. We've seen the global demand, we see the architectural shift toward agent orchestration, and we've got this completely free blueprint laid out by Google and Kaggle for this coming June. The tools are literally just sitting there, waiting to be utilized. So the only question left to ask yourself is, are you ready to build your own production-ready AI agents? Registration is open right now. Go secure your spot, start exploring the absolute